Such a difficult moment. I mean, it's so frightening, so emotionally sort of disruptive to have a cancer diagnosis given to you, unlike almost anything else you can think of.
Shocked, really shocked, and I don't think I quite realised how serious it was.
It was like somebody had kicked me in the backside, and that was the only way I could describe it, the shock, because cancer was something that happens to other people. It doesn't happen to you.
I wasn't really in control of what was happening to my body. I wasn't sure about how I was going to be ultimately. I immediately saw the blackest scenario.
I was just like, this cannot be happening, really. So that was really gutting. As soon as they found out, they sort of started chemotherapy almost straight away, because I was that bad.
It's not all being done to you. You have rights and you have choices. Yes, you have a right to a second opinion, and for some people that is helpful to go and check out whether another doctor or treatment team would advise the same things.
It's often in retrospect that patients will say, I wish I'd asked this beforehand, or I wish I'd known this was going to happen. And so what you have to do is try and tailor the consultation to who you've got sitting in front of you.
When you go and see a doctor and you have a set of questions that maybe form in your mind, but when you get there, half of them go out the window and you kick yourself. So there are two things that you can do. One of them, if it is something important, is that you have somebody with you that can be a second pair of ears.
Take somebody with you who isn't going to burst into tears or isn't just going to go, oh my God, what's going on, you know. I didn't care about anything other than I was going to lose my hair. And I was completely obsessed with it, took over everything, and I just wouldn't listen to anything other than, you know, can I keep my hair? When's it going to fall out? What day? What week? So how will I know? Whereas my colleague would ask the really important questions, you know, about, you know, the length of treatment and the real effects of what it's going to do.
Secondly, take a notebook with you with your questions and tick them off, and maybe even jot down the answers as you're being told. Because when you're in a state of trauma, and I think it took me a good month, I didn't hear anything good. All I could hear was the bad.
And there is no question that is too silly to ask. It can be very little things like, how do I talk to my children? I don't know what to say to them. But what about my salary? How am I going to pay the mortgage if I'm going to have 6 months or a year's worth of treatment? And again, sometimes that's what the nurse specialist is helpful for. They're often very attuned to these other kinds of questions and can often be very good at making it feel comfortable.